And as always, I'm here with Sauce Artori. And alongside us is the creator, my father, Phil Marchio. Happy Father's Day, Pops.
Thank you, Colby. That was very sweet of
you. This is an interview that we have had in at least the back of our minds for the better part of a year. Like, I think it was last Father's Day. We were like, why did we not interview your dad for Father's Day?
Because he's an idiot. Yeah.
This is going to be fun. I'm very excited for this. And as we were saying literally just a few seconds ago, you have like a cult-ish following on social media that I'm not quite sure you're aware of. But people dig the Phil Marchio content. It is highly requested.
I have no idea why. Anyone know why?
Because you just give us wholesome content. And
well, how do they get the content? Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're always on camera, even when you don't realize it. Cub is screen recording you. He's doing all the things. Any kind of weird little video you send, I get it. I get them all the time. He's like, look what my dad did today.
Oh, I could kill him. Oh my god. Oh, thanks, son. Most embarrassing, intimate moments. Yeah.
I'm like, here's my dad saying goodnight to me.
Well, the middle finger was probably one of the best. Riding on the bike, yeah.
Yes. So for the listeners that don't know, my dad actually hates being recorded. He hates anything with a camera in his face. Right now, he's uncomfortable as could be. So I have a video of him riding a bike, and I'm out of nowhere coming with my phone and recording him, and my dad just throws me the finger. He does not do that. That's the first time I've ever seen him throw the finger up. And with his crooked fingers, it made it even funnier.
No, I do not like that much. I don't like attention on me. That's all.
Yeah.
That's fair.
This is where we're different.
Yeah. Kobe loves it. Yeah. Kobe, yeah, he could have a party by himself.
Go ahead. Go ahead. He's been dying to say this story. Go ahead, Phil. Tell the story. Go ahead.
What? I think you were in 6th grade. There was music playing upstairs, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I go up the stairs. I slowly open the door, and Colby is in his room dancing and going, let's get the party started. You know, he had his hands up in the air. Let's get your party started. I'm like, oh my God, that kid's the happiest kid I've ever met.
No, okay. But like I don't know how old was he, do you think?
Probably 6th grade.
Okay. So like as a dad, right, when you saw that and then you closed the door, what were the thoughts that were going through your head? Are you like, oh no?
Yeah, there was a lot of thoughts going in my head. One was he's happy, but literal, and he's not me. He's not me. He's not my. I would never do that. I don't know what else to say about that.
I don't know that there are many people that would try to get the party started in their room
all by themselves.
All by themselves.
Yeah.
I still do it.
Yes, you do.
Now, I'll call you Pops because I don't want to. I mean, Phil, Pops. I'll alternate throughout the podcast, but Pops, you know, obviously you're Colby's dad. We got to that point, but at one point you were a bachelor roaming the world trying to figure out what you were going to do. What did Phil Marchio do as a young man? What were some of the things that he used to like to do?
What age are we talking?
Okay. Definitely not like grade school or anything like that. But as a young guy, maybe like early 20s, mid 20s.
I would just basically work, go to bars, get up early, go to work, and go to bars and try to, hang out with girls.
Just hang out with them.
Oh yeah. That's what I did.
Oh, that's so adorable. And then you'd run home after you were at the bars.
Pardon me?
Then you would run home after you were at the bars.
Oh, yeah. There's a few incidents where I would be bored at the bars. You're hanging out. You can only handle so much at the bars. And instead of asking my friends, to give me a ride home and waste their trip and time, I would just run home. And I wouldn't even say goodbye to them.
Oh, it's classic.
Like, oh yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Irish goodbye? Is it something that we should start normalizing in society? Are you familiar with the Irish goodbye?
No, I had never heard of it.
The Irish goodbye is quite simply when you are ready to leave a place, you just go. You don't say goodbye to anybody. You just slip out the back and go.
Well, if I would have said bye, they would have told me, no, stay. You know how that is, friends, that I don't want you to go. This way, I don't have to confront them. I'm gone. I can forgive later.
Right. Well, and
Oh, yeah.
when you go to say goodbye to everybody, sometimes it turns into the Midwest goodbye, which I'm sure you've encountered at least once or twice in your life, where you say goodbye and then a story is brought up, and then you're there for another 40 minutes, and then you have to say goodbye again, and then maybe another story is brought up, and you have to say goodbye again, and then you end up being there for an additional 2 hours.
Yeah, that's the part I hate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Midwest goodbye, which is not
my
optimal.
It's not like Phil's loud or anything, so he'd be gone and no one would notice.
Yeah. As a young man, I really didn't. I just strictly worked. I just put my head down and try to make money to get ahead in life. So,
But you
I
played.
really didn't. I did play sports in college. Yes.
You almost went pro.
Correct. Yes.
Did you?
That seems like an area of life that should be explored. Baseball. What position did you play? How far did you get? How much? That's something we can talk about.
All right. I went to Triton College, and I played outfield, right field, center field, left field. I played with. It was basically it was a junior college that Division I schools kids that want to get drafted. They would leave Division I schools to come there to get drafted for the Cincinnati, Ohio, and because of the scouting, this coach was the scout. So they would take them in, and if you were good, you would get 1 year there, you'd get drafted. So on the average, we would have 10 to 15 guys get drafted a year.
What were the scores?
Wow.
Oh, what do you mean? We were slaughtered a lot of the kids,
Like
yes.
10-0 or more.
That's where the school, Kirby Puckett went to school there, was one of them.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
And Phil Marchio. Most hit by pitches in a season.
Yeah, I did have that. I had the record.
You're a regular old Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah. I didn't go pro. I don't know what else to say about Kobe and.
Do you have like a most maybe like a most proud moment that you had playing baseball, or you look back on and you're like, I was pretty good?
No, there was always someone better. I have a proud moment of blooper.
Yeah.
This was an embarrassing moment. So this is like the first week at the baseball camp. We are first week there. That's probably one of the first couple days. So our first couple days is we would run 60-yard dash timing. So he would time us our 60-yard dash. So for instance, I'm like, I'm not running with all these speed guys. I can tell who's going to be running fast. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna run with this guy. He's like 6'6", about 250. I'll run with him. And I know I was fast, but I'm like, this guy can't run. So at least I will look good. He dusted me. He ran a 60-yard dash and I think 6'4".
Wow.
And I'm like, what the heck happened here?
You run a
so that was one, huh?
You run a 4.5.
Yeah, but this is a 60-yard dash. I ran a 6'6". So, and then when I went in the outfield, they would run and they would time you, see how fast you threw and how far. So they would put you at the warning track, and you would have to throw all the way to home plate. And then they would see how fast it would go.
Okay.
So the ball comes to you, I catch it, I throw it. Well, I was all pumped up. I mean, pumped. So I just didn't throw it fast. I threw it in the third row parking lot, and everyone in the field just started cracking up. I mean, I threw it over the backstop into the, I mean, it was probably another 100 feet beyond the backstop. And
So
they were
from
just
the warning
laughing.
track, you launched it?
Yeah, I launched it. But it wasn't a good throw. Let's put it that way. I mean, it was a far throw, but not a good throw.
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. I mean, warning track to the parking lot is. I
Oh
mean, that's
yeah.
nothing to scoff at.
No. I mean, I have an arm. I had an arm, but I'm just laughing that these guys were just like, "What the hell?" Like, they never seen nothing like that in their life.
Just tearing you up
I
about
was
it.
pumped. I never had a gun or somebody, trying to see how fast or how you do. I don't. Someone focused their attention on me, confused me.
He was like a 1950s pitcher getting the gun for the first time, thinking they're throwing.
Yeah, oh my! I gotta really show them. I'm gonna show them.
Well, I mean, I'm envious of a big arm, like a cannon arm like that, because I played first base my entire life, partially because I'm fat and unathletic, but also because I can't make the throws. I just don't have like the arm for that. So they stuck me over at first, and that was the end of the story.
Phil's seen you play, Sauce, when you were in junior high.
I'm interested.
I don't
Go ahead.
remember. I don't remember the day or the time, but yeah, I'm sure I've watched.
Because you were on Shanahan's team and I played you.
Oh yeah, I mean,
You had
yeah,
taped up to your knees.
yeah. My dad thought he was an athletic trainer. So when I was coming back to sports after my treatment, I had just really messed up ankles from some of the treatment, and so his fix to it was just to tape up my ankles as if I was Lawrence Taylor, and put me on a baseball field.
Oh, now I do remember. Thank you, Colby.
welcome.
That was very good. Now, yeah, I remember you very. I'm like, I was impressed with you. Basically, you had
That
a
I
heart.
mean,
You had the heart. That's what
I,
I appreciate. Yep.
that's about all I had.
No, that's all you need. That's all you need. That's what everyone likes.
Do you know
That's
how hard
very true.
Do you know how hard it is to come up with random questions about your dad? This is tough. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
This is,
I mean, well, I mean, I we talked about the baseball career, which I mean, again, the cannon of an arm is something that I envy so much. But and then eventually you become this guy's dad, and that's crazy. But he's your firstborn, and so I'm kind of curious when you had that like, oh shit, I'm somebody's father moment, or what it was that got you to that point. You were like, oh my god.
When the day he was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, I was ready. I was ready for him. I'm not ready now for him, but I was ready then. Yeah, no, I was. I had no problem. I don't know.
No,
He
I
was a
mean
cutie. Yeah.
that's fair. That's completely fair. I mean, some people are very prepared for it. Other people, I would assume, are not prepared for it. Obviously, I don't know. I'm just making assumptions, like I said.
No,
But
no. I did. I have a younger sister who's 17 years younger than me, so I did take care of her. Here and there when my parents had to go places with the other siblings. So I had no. I had to take care of her when she was a baby. So I was used to it. So
Phil
it just came to you at that point.
yeah, it came to me.
Now, obviously, no parent is perfect. Even though as kids we look up to our parents and we're like, "Oh my God, you know all the things. Oh my God, you are the best person in the whole wide world. You cannot have any flaws." But we're humans, right?
Yes. Oh,
Dads
100%.
are
100%.
humans.
Oh yeah.
So I'm curious if you have some of those stories where you're like, not my best moment, but I got through it and I learned something as a dad.
I don't have a moment, but I do know Kobe. There's many of these. Kobe would do something, get on my nerves, and eventually I would have to. I don't know if it was my wife is Amy. I don't know if she's like Kobe this or this, and so I would have to take care of him. So But whatever, I would end up spanking him, give him a little pat on the butt, or even when he got older, I would give him a little, little forceful. I was with him because that timeout didn't work with him. It just made it worse.
He didn't have the attention for it, did he?
So, but I don't know how old I was when I started telling him afterwards because I felt bad. I couldn't even sleep at night. So I would get up in the middle of the night and go over to him and I'd be like, "Hey, Colby, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have hit you. I feel bad. I was frustrated. I was wrong. You were just being you. It's my fault, not your fault." He goes, "What are you talking about? I forgot all about that." So he's all relaxed, sleeping. He goes, "Don't worry about that shit." I'm like, "Oh my God." I couldn't even sleep. I'm a nervous wreck because I was like, I touched him. I hit him. I was like, oh. This kid's like, "Oh, don't worry about that." He knew he was wrong, basically.
I got a funny story. One year, my dad forgot my birthday, and on your birthday, I'm like 14 max, and everyone calls you on your birthday. Everyone's saying happy birthday to you. The next day, my dad comes in my room as I'm going to bed. He goes, "Hey, I forgot your birthday yesterday. I'm sorry. Happy birthday." I go, "I didn't even know."
You didn't even notice it.
He goes, "I felt so bad when I found out. Just letting you know, happy birthday, bud."
But I feel like there is that human error in just being a parent, whether you're a dad or a mom. Like there's that human error that comes up, and you just for a second, I don't know. I feel like sometimes you can forget even that you're somebody's dad, and you're like, "Oh shit, yeah, my bad. I got to turn that back on." I find it very interesting. Like the parenthood perspective of life that I'm nowhere near ready for, but it's crazy to think about. Like if you sit down and you think about like you are like Cub said at the beginning, you are the creator of a person, and then you have to be in charge of cultivating a good person that you've created. It's really insane to think about.
No, it is. It's very insane. And the problem as a parent has to do is like your dad to you or me to Colby, to let him be Colby or let Sauce be Sauce. But it's hard. It is very hard because you want them to be better than you. And so you direct them and they want to be like me, or they're going to mimic me, and you don't want that. So, and that's where the fight is always, it seems like, for us, or for me and Colby. I was trying to make them better than me because I saw my flaws, and I'm sure your father sees his flaws, and that's why he's whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, most definitely. That what you said, I want my kids to be better than me, my sons to be better than me, is something that my dad preaches as well. He was very competitive with his dad in the way that it was always about like who's making more money, who's more advanced on their home, like their home payments or whatever it was. Like they were just very competitive with one another, always trying to push each other to be like a better version of each other. And that's something that my dad kind of does too. He's like, I want you, whatever it is, to just be better than me. Like whether it's you're happier than me, whether it's you're making more money than me, whether you're stronger than me at a specific age, whatever it is, I just want you to be better than what I was doing. And that's something like I feel like Cub it probably was a little bit easier because I feel like he's a motivated person. That's just an assumption that I'm going to make, and maybe you can correct me, but he's a fairly motivated person who wants to do good things in the world.
Kobe came around in I'd say last 6-7 years. He wasn't motivated in the past, but the slower he matured, the more he got more motivated, and he actually found his niche. He knows what he wants, and that's where he shines. And it's not about the money, but it is about being happy. And
exactly, that's preach, Bill. Go on, King. All right, so go on. I have a question. I thought of this when Sauce asked the first question about being a dad. People who are aware of who I am and my personality, when did it hit you that you were like, wow, this kid's freaking weird.
Why are you? I've never thought you were weird. Let's get that straight. What do you mean by weird? Let's get that straight.
Unique.
There you go. That's a better word. Okay. Unique. When you were doing that party upstairs in 6th grade, that's when it all came to me. I'm like, whoa. And I'm like,
whoa.
Because he's going to be that child, I guess. But then I realized he did take after my youngest sister, who's 17 years younger. Almost to a T, they're similar. So I guess it is on my side. Nicole. Yeah.
I was like, I take after somebody? I just thought it was...
you took after Nicole. Yeah.
That's why we get along. I got it.
Yep. You and Kevin. Yep.
Kevin is Nicole's son. We're 17 years old. We're 17 years apart as well, which is insane.
Okay.
And he's more mature than Colby.
100%.
Listen, it's not hard.
Hey,
Cub, I've handed out some compliments to you already in this podcast, and that's not something that I do regularly. What I do enjoy doing, though, Phil, is I love hearing this additional story. You've told the story of him having the dance party in his room, but I know you've got more stories pocketed, maybe some embarrassing ones of Cub that you can maybe give to the listeners here.
You have my permission.
No, I didn't. I'm bad under pressure. I can't think of one off the. I wish I could. Just under pressure, I can't think of one.
Well, Cub, I'm sure you have a story in mind. I'm sure you have a story in mind that you can say, "Hey, tell that story."
The first story that I thought of when you asked him issues as a dad, and when you were gonna tell your story, I thought you were gonna tell the time where you were wrestling with me and you thought you almost really injured me.
That wasn't which wrestling, or was when I was running and jumping over you.
That one.
Oh my God! I think you were 3.
Oh, and when you're done, tell the sandbox story.
Yes. My wife went for a walk. She's like, you can handle Colby, and I said, yeah, don't worry, go take a walk. So she went and took a walk.
Take a hike.
So yeah, so she's like, she wanted to leave. So we're in the living room, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. We're like, I was bored, so we stood up, and I'm like, I wanted him to, because he just started really moving around pretty good. His walking was a lot better. So he started walking to me, and then I would just jump over him. And he loved it. He started giggling. So I would jump over him. He would turn around, and then he would run towards me, and I would jump over him. And then he kept on doing that for about 10 minutes. And then the last time I was getting too quick, and I went to jump over him, and he got faster, and he hit my thigh. And so when I jump over him, I hit him in the top of the head. He went in the air, hit his back against the carpet, which was very thick. But he hit it hard, and he almost bounced back up, standing up. But when he landed back on his back, he paused for 2 seconds, then he started screaming and crying, and then here comes his mother. And what'd you do now? And I go, we're just playing. What'd you do now? I'm accident prone, I guess you would say. The time in the sandbox, Kobe's in the sandbox playing. So I get the ladder out. It's a 30-foot ladder, and I stretch it up, put it up on the roof. I needed to cut the branch. So I'm on this 20-some foot branch with the ladder on the roof. So I got the chainsaw, I got the rope, and I'm getting everything prepped. And then Kobe's over there in the sandbox looking up at me, goes, "You're going to die. You're going to die." So I had to go all the way back down. I had to get his mother and tell him to go in the house because he's making me a nervous wreck now. Because I'm thinking I'm going to die. I was like, get him the hell out of here. I'm going to die.
Is there a more manly tool than the chainsaw?
No.
No.
I don't. I never thought the tool being manly, but yes, it is manly.
Chainsaw in hand, I don't think there's
Oh.
anything that could stop a human being.
But you got the picture. I was on the roof cutting branches from the roof that were, it was a little dangerous.
I got another one for us, Sauce. Can you tell the times where you get bored driving with me and Dono and you just have us say random words?
Oh yeah, we'd go get something breakfast or donut, or I think usually it was right after breakfast. So I'm happy as a lark. How you like that word, lark?
I like it. I like it a lot. There you go.
He's laughing at some jokes.
I know I had to because I just realized what I said. So it was after a breakfast incident, and I like to humor myself. So I'll be like, "Hey, can anyone back in the back seat?" I said, "Can you guys say sarsaparilla?" And then they're all like, and I'd be cracking up. I'm like, so
because they're younger at this point. Are they still kids?
They're very young. They,
yeah,
at least 15 or 16. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh man.
The best one, I think, Colby and Donovan always fought in the back seat, always. So there was this one time where I think Donovan was in a chair, so he had to be at least 4 or 5 years old still, but he always brought his toys with him in the car. I mean, they weren't little. I mean, they're like the big Tonka trucks and these big toys he had in the back seat. They took up the whole back seat. So, I mean, Kobe's sitting there, so he wanted to touch him too. Hey, Kobe's touching, yes. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm driving. I can't do nothing. I said, just put it down. You're both arguing. Just put it down. And so Donovan kept up. He knew he could push the limit, so I would get mad. So I grabbed the toy while I was driving. I threw it out the window. I said, I'm done. You can't argue if it's gone. So I threw it out the window. I'm like, what the hell? Then Donovan goes, I'll just have Grandpa tomorrow go get it for me. Yeah, Grandpa went and got it and got a new one for him and everything else. I'm like, oh, these damn kids. They can't win.
Well, I know another infamous fighting story between your two sons is the Cheez-It story.
Oh, no, I was not there, so I'm only going by hearsay on that.
Okay, I'm curious from the parents' side of things. We've heard the Cheez-It story a few times on the podcast.
That is upsetting one. Yeah. That's with the knife, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I don't know the whole story. I guess their testosterone was at full throttle, I guess, and one wanted to be a man more than the other man, so one was winning. So did someone throw a knife? Is that what happened?
No, Donald.
Tell it real quick, Cub. Tell it real quick.
To sum it up, my brother ate my Cheez-Its, and I was livid, and then he came back and started eating more of them, and then I threw the box at him. I told him to leave, and he wouldn't leave, and then the Cheez-Its went flying everywhere, and I dragged my brother out of the kitchen, threw him on the ground. My brother whips out a knife and says, touch me again, and I'll kill you. Now, this was when I was 19.
Oh.
This is a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
And then I just went outside because I'm like, I'm not going near that psychopath. He just stabbed me with some crackers.
Well, yeah. I guess he felt bullied, I guess, I would say. So there's always two men. He wasn't the only one. There's two to tango.
I remember
two to tango.
Two to tango, you know what I mean?
I remember when huh?
You're breaking up there.
I remember when Phil got home and he's talking to Dono about the knife thing, and he's like, really? You're going to stab him over some crackers? You want to go to jail the rest of your life over some crackers? Dono's like, oh, yeah, I'm stupid.
No,
It's incredible.
that's an upsetting one, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when one kid threatens to kill the other kid, legitimately, I would assume that's a
Well,
tough
we
one
all.
to hear when you come home from work.
Oh man, yeah, that's a hard one. Oh my god.
I got a this one will lighten the mood. Can you tell about when I would ask for a hug?
Oh my god, yes. Anytime. Hey Colby, could you go do this? Can I have a hug first? Or, hey Colby, he just got spanked. Can I have a hug? It's like every time he got in trouble, he would ask for a hug, and
What the fuck?
I mean, literally, I was ready to spank him because he was naughty or an asshole. Even today, he'll do it. He'll come here if he visits, and he's getting on everyone's nerves, and he'll be like, "Oh, can I have a hug?" 23 years old will still ask for a hug to get out of getting in trouble.
Oh my god.
Sauce,
That's pretty good.
He would scream at me, be like, "Get your ass in your room right now! I swear to God, I'm sick of your shit." Hey Phil, can I get a quick hug before I go to my room? And my dad's like, "I can't say no to the kid. It's a hug. I wanted one too."
Well, what happened to you? He's manipulating, isn't he? Come on. I remember that is a good story. Manipulating. I would always want to play catch with Colby when he was, I would say,
Worst.
10. Well, no, it was before 10. I would say 8 years old. We were playing catch. I'm like, hey, want to go out and play catch? Well, if you take me to McDonald's, then I'll play catch. I was like, what the hell? I go, I don't need to play catch. I'm helping you. Well, I don't need to play catch.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, you were manipulating then. Well, you take me to McDonald's. Yeah, he's always selling or trying to work a deal.
That's true. I can attest to that.
Why, did you buy some shoes from him?
No, I think I have bigger feet.
Oh,
He does.
well, that's why. Yeah, Kobe. Yeah, he's always been buying and selling shoes. I don't understand the shoe thing.
It's a decent way to make money. I know a lot of people that do that. I don't know how successful they are at it, but it's a market, I suppose. So let's say you are out and about, right? You're meeting people, you're doing Phil things, and you decide you're going to tell a joke. What's your go-to joke?
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
anything goes. Anything goes. What's your go-to
not a
joke?
Funny one. It's probably a childish one, but
okay.
It's it's really quick. So,
all right.
What did Bruce Lee buy at Burger King?
What did he buy?
Whoppa!
I love it.
Whoppa!
Hold on. What's your favorite dad phrase? To answer that for you, it's the one you've been saying lately that I've been loving.
That you'd have to narrow it down.
The bird seed.
Nope, it ain't ringing a bell, son.
It's like two something in a bird's or something. Two cats or something. What is it that you say all the time? You're like two cats in a bird seed or whatever.
That's it, right there. Two cats in a bird seed. Yep.
Damn it.
What does that mean?
I have no. I don't know who said it. I think I had a baseball coach who said that, and he always would say something similar to that, or ducks on the pond. I think it was a steel sign or like steel home plate. That's what
he would just say crazy shit, and you would know. Okay,
that was like a steel home play. He would say ducks on the pond, and everyone knows what that is. You can first and third steal. Guy on first steals the second, and the guy on third then goes. Yeah.
Got you. I got you.
Now, Sauce, this is a little secret that my dad never tells anyone because.
Well,
Let me.
Are you about? Okay.
My dad is the
You're
best.
his son.
He's very secretive about this, but my dad is the all-time greatest comeback. Has the greatest comebacks of all time.
Oh my!
Dad loves
I do
to chirp.
not.
Loves to chirp.
You're a chirper.
I do not make it lengthy. Are we talking about the when you were playing football?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
we lost a game. Well, I think Kobe lost every game that year playing football, and so I was waiting for him to get done. I think you guys had a run afterwards. That's how bad you lost. So
that's a
so
mollywhopping. That's
I
what
was
we like
sitting
to
in
call
the
a
car.
mollywhopping.
I was sitting in the car, and this dad from the other team came by my vehicle, and as he walked by, he spit. Well, he spit his gum out. When he spit the gum out, he spit it on my vehicle. So I just laid on the horn and just beeped at him like, what's wrong? You had to spit on my car.
What's
So
wrong?
I left it at that. So I don't know. I don't remember exactly what the guy said. I think he said something like, when I was going to pick up Colby, I saw him coming out, so I started over there. So as I opened the door to let Colby in, the guy yelled out of his truck when he got in it and came over. He goes, "What are you mad because you guys lost?" And I said to him, "What was the thing I said, Colby?"
He said, "No, I'm mad because you're fat."
I feel bad that I said that, but
no, don't feel bad.
Yeah. So yeah, and he was speechless because he didn't know where that was coming from.
Left field, literally out of left field.
Yeah, I just said, "Hey, what are you fat?" So, but the best one I think would be the time I was with Amy, my wife.
This is good,
Mama.
This is good.
This young kid was going down the alley, and I was on the road, so you know what alley is, right? In Joliet.
No idea.
So he was coming out of the alley, and he had to stop for me, and so I just missed him because he was like going to try to go through it. So he came behind me, and then he was all like irate, and I'm like, "What's wrong with this guy?" So he started screaming and honking, and he made some gesture like, "You need to get off my road. This is my area," because he's some gangster. And I rolled the window down, and I said, "You better get back in the car before I have my wife kick your ass." Because he was a little kid. I couldn't get out. He was probably 16.
And did that shut him up? Was that the end of it?
Yeah, he was shut up. He didn't know what to say because I think Amy would have beat his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she would have. She's a tough woman. She's a tough woman.
That would have been a world star video right there.
He does not know what that is.
And I understand that, which is why I was going to transition into the fact that I think part of the struggles of being a parent is trying to decipher the lingo of the generation that your child is in. Part of having a podcast is being able to educate. So I'm curious if you have some words, phrases, or things that you are unsure of that maybe Cub says or Donovan says that you need clarification for, because that's what we're here for. We're here to help.
There's a lot of them. You'd have to. I'm getting the hang of some of these. Like
bet. Okay.
I mean, I still don't understand that word at all.
Bet.
When you say bet, you're putting a bet down, right? No, bet
True.
means. Yeah. What's wrong with you, Colby?
My dad uses it correctly, but it sounds
I know how to use it now.
Incorrect that it's like my dad would leave. Like I taught him the word in like 2016 when everyone started saying it. Then he would leave me little notes for like chores to do while he's gone at work, and he would end it with bet. It would be like, "Here, can you please do the dishes? Can you throw the garbage out? Can you clean the?"
I did make lists for Colby every day,
and then
he would do one of them.
Better than none.
He would do one.
Better than none.
And then when you get home, you're like, that you didn't do one. You didn't do it. Huh?
I remembered a story we can finish with.
Oh, go ahead.
The Dan's candy apple story.
Oh man, that's you're terrible. You might as well talk about it now.
Okay. No, you gotta say it.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Because a candy apple. This sounds like a classic case of a kid eating a candy apple in a car and ruining the upholstery.
Not even close.
No, he
Really?
did do that
Okay.
too. He did.
Oh,
Kobe
yeah.
did do that. Yeah, he did eat chocolate and left candy bar in the back seat and just left it there and it melted and wrecked it. No,
You find it weeks
Kobe.
later.
Let's see. I think Kobe, you were 19, maybe. I would
Again,
say
just a
19,
couple of
18. He
years
was
ago.
definitely a high school or college or whatever. And Amy would buy taffy apples. She wouldn't just buy one; she'd buy two for everyone, so she wouldn't have to go back. So these are chocolate covered caramel apples from Dan's. So they're very tasty. So I would have 2 chocolate. Kobe would have 2 chocolate, and Amy would have 2 chocolate, and I think Donovan just would have the plain with no chocolate. Well, Kobe Herpin eats both of his. Oh, because he can't help himself
In one sitting.
in one sitting, right then and there. And I would I came home and I ate dinner and I didn't feel like eating anything else, so it was late. And when I came home the next day, I was gonna have a apple. They were all gone, and I said to my wife, I said, "Where is my taffy apples?" I like my sweets, and my food is very important to me.
Understandable.
More than Kobe. So, and then I find out Kobe ate both, knowing that he took the consequences. He loved to. He took the apple over the consequences. He's like, I don't care. How bad could it be? How bad could it be? And I was like, I just threw my hands up, like, that damn kid.
Because regardless of
still
any
can't believe he
punishment
did
you throw, regardless of
Yeah.
any punishment you throw his way, he's gonna say, "Can I have a hug first?"
Yeah. Oh my God, yes, that kid.
So I think, Cub, I know you said that would be a good story to wrap up on, but I had one more thing that I wanted to get to before we wrap up this podcast. Phil, obviously, we're having you on for Father's Day because you're a dad. Let's pretend for a second that all of our listeners are they're looking for a little bit of parental guidance, right? What is one message? What is one message that you would if you were everybody's dad that you would give out? What is one message or one lesson that you would give out to everybody?
Just do your best and be yourself.
Just like you did today on the podcast.
Yeah, just be yourself and do your best. I am nervous. This ain't normal. Talk about myself. I'm not good at it. Some people are, Colby. But yeah, just be yourself. That would be the best.
Yeah,
Agree?
And
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly. And I think you led by example today, which is something my mother preaches to me constantly, lead by example. So you did that today by doing your best.
You do too. You do a good job. I've listened to you many times.
Be still, my beating heart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cub, I'll let you wrap it up. But before you do that, Phil, happy Father's Day. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was very nice. Thank you, Colby, for asking.
Hey, Pop, I love you.
Love you too.
So I say it. He might say it back. Say it.
Love you,
I
Phil.
said, I love you, Colby. I said, you want a hug?
Yeah, what up, hug? See you, Pop.
Oh, all right. Take care.